What's going on? I want to make this video in the dark, so I'm doing it on purpose. You know, yesterday I had a strange thought. I was just like reflecting back on my life. You know, I never thought of myself as like a country boy, so funny as it sounds, but when I was remembering where I used to live in St. Petersburg, Russia, I used to live on the suburban part of the city. I was not living in the center where like you have all of the events and stuff. I was living in the suburban part of St. Petersburg. I had some little stores nearby and a park where I used to run with my friend, back in the day when I was a kid. Then 15 minutes away from me was railroad station going to the countryside. 20 minutes walk from me was a cemetery, like Second World War cemetery. I used to go there too. I used to go to school and to the university in the center of the city, but I used to live like close to the Russian countryside. It was still St. Petersburg, but it was like suburban part of the city. Well, when I used to live in Columbus, I used to call it a big village, but it's like, also kind of. I used to live in Columbus. It's kind of similar too. When I used to live in San Francisco, I used to also live in suburban part of San Francisco, not in the center, not like in the Tenderloin or Soma. I was living in the Richmond district, which I didn't like, and some part of it in Sunset. I like Sunset better than Richmond. But I was also living close to the Golden Gate Park. And now Wisconsin, of course, is country. And I fucking love it. Even when I was doing my stupid-ass delivery job where they were trying to give me disability and they didn't succeed at it because there's mental nothing wrong with me. I remember driving through a lot of places in Ohio. And what did I like the most? Chillicothe, Frankfurt, all these country places. And sometimes when I'm thinking about going to New York, if I will soon, I'm thinking about it and I'm thinking like, damn. Now I'm going to be actually living like in the center of the city where all this life goes on and all of this shit and I'm like, fuck. Sometimes I'm wondering if all of this is for me. I have this thought sometimes. But then I used to live in Alima in Columbus. It was not like a country life. It was more like luxurious life. So work at the nursing home and then at FedEx. And then, we used to live in a nice apartment. It was great. My mom used to tell me Alima is a problem. But I'm like, I never complain about her. What I was complaining about my boss is not being happy with me because I was afraid of getting fired. I was afraid of people. I had negative outlook on people and I feel like if people would be judging me and telling me how to be and how to act, and I was like ready to go crazy because of it. That's why now I just don't want to be around people, period. And a lot of times when people say, oh, there's something wrong with you, you need advice, you need to have problems, I'm like, fuck, I don't care. Because whatever they see is a problem, I don't look at it that way. I just didn't care. I just didn't see anything wrong with the way I used to live. And I saw a comment about that girl, and I commented. She was talking about some Tim Hortons closed down so early. And I remember I used to go to FedEx. I used to go to Tim Hortons almost every day to get myself some food before going to work. and work in the factory. And I used to complain and not be happy, but now I look back, I'm like, fuck. I actually had a better life before because I had more money. And some people tell me, oh, money is not everything. But what's important? Like that girl Anna Shane used to tell me years ago, sex and friends. It's for her social stuff is important. For me, it's not. Because to me, dealing with people is just a bunch of aggravation. It's not because I'm an introvert. Some people say because I'm autistic or whatever. But it's like, I don't even care. I think I'm schizoid anyway, but it's okay because some people are like that. Because to me personally, I grew up all by myself. I grew up alone and I didn't give a shit. When people trying to tell me, oh, you shouldn't be like that, you should change your life, you need to become more sociable, ta. I don't know, these people were making me pretty angry. And when they were telling me that, I wanted to hurt them and they were pissing me off. And, you know, I just didn't feel that way. That's why I was acting so aggressive with people. Because whatever they were telling me, I just like didn't like what they have to tell me. And what they would have to tell me was making me angry. But when I was by myself, like even back in Columbus, my best memories, when people didn't care, I was going to work and I was figuring out what needs to be done to get the job done. I was all by myself, washing dishes clean, not interacting with nobody, and just worrying about what needs to be done to get the job done, get the money and go. And then collect the money, get my freedom. And then dating Alima, going to fucking fancy places and enjoying myself. Now looking back, I feel like that was happiness for me, really. I was actually happy living like that. I was not happy because my life was stressful and I feel like I was walking on the eggshells every day. Like, I feel like people wanted me to get fired and I didn't want to get fired. And I was worried about that because I was worried about money and my freedoms. But now I'm all by myself. I'm not even complaining about lonely. I'm actually happy about that because I live stress-free. If I only have more money, I would be happy. And I even like people in Wisconsin too. People seem to be cool. You know. And I like I said, I really like Wisconsin. I really do. I like this country life. I really do. I don't have problem with that. I live without a car in the winter, riding my bike in the winter. If people wouldn't be asking me stupid questions, they would be just like, okay, fine, like before. I would be even happier, you know. And some people are nice, some people give me rides when I didn't need it, but you know, have some little conversations here and there. People seem to be nice and I don't feel like I can like be friends with them because I feel like, I don't know, it's just part where I'm from and this and that. I feel like people are nice, but they're not really like, I don't know. They don't want you to be too close, I guess. I have that vibe. And I just don't want to like annoy people. But I'm really happy by myself. If I had more money, I would be cool. You know. Even if I move to New York, I would be happy to visit here again. And if anything, when I'm thinking about things, I'm thinking like, instead of me going to New York and meeting Lydia over there, I want to meet Lydia in Wisconsin. I want you to come here. I want her to visit my place. I want to go to the nice restaurant in Milwaukee with her. I really would rather do that and then maybe go to New York. If that would be up to me, if I wouldn't have all these people on my ass, all the psychologists, whatever, and all my fucking family who irritates me, all those fucking real PewDiePie, fuck, my life would be so much better. You know, it's like people say, if you're crying about things, then you're gonna really have something to cry about. And I'm really feeling it. Now I'm looking, before when I was living, I was always complaining, always not happy about things. But now looking back, I'm like, my life was actually so much better. And even at FedEx, I had some good times. I remember I used to work in the day store, that was great. People didn't like talking to me, but they were not treating me any type of way, and they were giving me my freedoms, and I was working hard. And nobody was treating me any kind of way. And I was really excited about like getting big and strong and building myself up. I was making money. And I was happy about that. I really was. I was happy to be by myself. I was happy with my girlfriend. She was a good person. Even though I've been saying that Lydia is more passionate than Alima, but I still like her. I still care about her. It's like in some ways, you know. And my mom's been telling me she is a problem. I'm like, I don't look at it like that. I don't see her as a problem. I think she was a good woman. I didn't like Columbus, Ohio as much, but now looking back, I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to live there. And I kind of like Wisconsin better than Ohio. I really do. But I know I'm not going to be here for too long. But if I were to get a job here, I don't know. I can live here like in Ohio, but I feel like it's a nicer place. And I like how people are. They trying to help. They don't care as much. You know, a lot of country. I like riding my bike everywhere. I don't think I can make a lot of friends, but I feel like I can live here happier. You know, it's been built on German culture, and I've been to Germany, and I like Germany. And I had the same feeling. I felt like I would be able to live in Germany even without a language. But I felt like I'm not going to be able to make friends in Germany because German people are nice, but they don't have much in common with me, and they're not very like close, you know. They're very like, they like the distance. And I can deal with that too. It's easy for me to deal with it. And I don't have problem with these people. I just feel like I just don't have much in common with them. I just feel like I cannot connect to them, but I actually have no problem with them. And I remember when I was in Germany a year and a half ago, like I said, I feel like I can actually live there just fine. I have that thought. I really did. So that's why, like I said, I like Wisconsin. You know, I really do. Even though it's not fancy. So, and I feel like I could live here just fine. Like I know I repeated myself, but even I've been all by myself. And I like to be all by myself because, you know, dealing with people, it's like aggravation. And I don't like this aggravation in my life. So I feel like if I can just work, go home, make the money, build my account up, and if I succeed at that without getting fired, I feel like I can live like that. Like in the country, all by myself in the room, or maybe in the house if I would be able to afford it. And I'll be happy living like that for the rest of my life. Because everywhere I lived, I was living in the suburbs. Everywhere I lived, I was always by myself, doing my own thing, having my freedom. And like I said in my videos, I like fancy food and nice places and all of that, but at the same time, I like the country. And I remember in Ohio how me and Todd, While drinking beer, listening to some country music, chilling, was hanging out with Tad's friend. I remember what's his friend name was. I like his friend. He was an older country dude, I guess. And I really like that guy. What's his name? Chuck or fuck, I forgot. Forgot his name, but that the guy was on Todd's videos, and I really liked the guy. And he stopped living with Todd because Todd was getting drunk and acting crazy, and he was disrespecting his positions. And I'm like, yeah, I feel the same way as you do. Like, Todd's been doing some stupid shit. But you know, it's funny because I feel like I'm getting so much pressure in life. People don't want to talk to me, but people say I'm more normal than Todd is. But yet Todd is so fucking weird. But people don't mind him as much. And I feel so self-conscious about people. And even though Todd is so fucking weird, people still drink and hang out with him sometimes. In spite of his weirdness. But with me, people just put so much pressure on me about being normal. I don't like it. I wish people didn't care. Because that's a problem that they care. Because they're only creating problems for me, like I said, taking away my freedoms. And I know I talk about it all the time, but this is something which really bothers me. And yeah, money is important because money, this is what can help me to sustain my freedom. Even if I'm gonna be like a cheap country boy, I still need some money to like feel more secure about life. I don't want to be living paycheck to paycheck. I want to have some savings. I want to spend less on what I make, you know, so I can be secure, so I always have the money, so I always make sure that I have my freedoms. I don't have to deal with people. Or if I deal with them, it's going to be more like an enjoyment, you know, rather than people telling me, hey, we want to be your friends, but in order to be my friend, you shouldn't be the way you are, type of thing. So, and now I'm thinking about living in New York. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like just like Todd sometimes. I want to be living in the middle of nowhere and having a job and not being bothered. And I'll be happy with it. You know? So, that's all I got for you guys today. That's enough. Enough of social interaction. Because I know I'm going to get bombarded by the bullshit from my mom and I don't want to deal with it. I want her to stop watching my videos, but she's going to be watching them and she's going to be sending me all these messages, and quite frankly, I don't even care about it. I really like to be all by myself. And she's like, oh, you need a woman who will be like, be a leader or whatever, but that's not what I want anyway. I was happy with the relationship I used to have in Columbus, Ohio. That type of relationship I like, where we just have sex. She does what she wants, I do what I want. We live in a nice place, we both have a job. We just kind of doing our own thing and enjoying each other's company. That's what I want. Not a relationship where I deal with a bitch who said, hey, there's something wrong with you, shouldn't be like that. That's exactly the type of woman I want to avoid in my life. That's a dangerous woman right there. For me. So. But that's just how I feel. That's it. Peace out. Later, guys.